GRYSKLL Radio.
But let's cut through the chase and talk about this who has better beats bullshit. Shall we bring it up?
Who has better beats? Okay, what is this, a beat challenge?
No. Between Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul.
I think it's a no contest, yo. Like,
Oh, De La Soul, in my opinion. Yeah,
So
what?
I think they're a better group, like objectively.
That's not the question, though. The question is specifically about the beats.
I will say this. I'm surprised that somebody that makes beats like Sha would say that Tribe's beats are better than De La's beats.
Really?
Yeah. Now I would say Tribe's beats are arguably easier to digest as a listener, but I don't know that necessarily makes them better.
Oof.
I say they're more enjoyable. In some cases, and they're not better by far. It's not a blowout.
They do more to mask the deficiencies of the MCs.
Hey, I'm not gonna argue with you on the MC part.
Yeah, I'm playing, man.
He coming for you, Joe.
I'm playing. Like,
Wow.
Don't let him slide.
oh, wait a second. We're not about to sit here and act like there's discussion to be had about level of MCing between those two groups. I'm playing on the beat part. I could go either way with the beats, but lyrically, I think I might be more inclined to dig my heels in.
Yeah, now see, I know where you're going with that, She. And on that level, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, like De La is better on that level.
Now, to Shaw's point about the beats.
But let me finish.
Okay.
I feel like when it comes to it, like that's why, like in Butterscotch Lynch, a good energy. It's like sometimes some people don't need all that. Some people don't need all that. And that kind of, it's really what you like. Like, but I think they both great.
They are. They absolutely.
But yeah, they not seeing. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, first off, great. De La is. I'm falling on that sword every time. So there's no.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to say just this one part because it's kind of like I think I might contradict myself somewhat in what I'm saying, or maybe I'm not. But so I would say as a group, as MCs, De La are ridiculous. Like, no question. Definitely, like, would I pick them over Tribe as far as MCs? Like, lyrical ability? Sure. Like, I love De La, but Low End Theory is quite possibly one of the most perfect albums I've ever heard in my life, yo.
No argument.
And lyrically, I think it's dope as fuck. Is it like brain breaking? Like, yo, what did they just do? No, but the overall, what that album does as far as sonically, like when I listen to Low End Theory, it takes me to a place that I can't say any De La album does.
And I'm a credit Paul again. Paul says something sitting 7 feet from where I'm sitting at right now a couple weeks ago. It's easy to digest. I'm not saying that it's not
even that it's easy to digest, Joe.
But I think that's a part.
They make dope fucking music, yo.
They make great music. I'm not arguing that. I no argument about they make great music. No argument. And for my money, I might go Midnight Marauders over Low End, but
that's for my money. Yeah, me. Midnight. That one song, Midnight, is.
But you can't go wrong either way. Now I would say we take De La Soul is Dead. It's hard to, even though from a sales perspective it bricked. De La Soul is Dead is.
I don't care about any like.
No, right. I don't. I mean, I think that's why this conversation makes sense in this group. Trust me, I would not be having this elsewhere with a lot of people. But you know, I think there's definite differences between the two groups in their sounds. Like my infatuation with De La, Paz in particular, even though I think Dave is or was great. My thing for Paz de News was always the way he went about creating his metaphors and stringing together the points that he was trying to make in his rhymes. Like I heard Paz News and I was like, I want to rhyme like that. I don't know if I ever will, but of all the people I've heard rhyme so far, I want to rhyme just like that. And it only got better to me over time. And again, he's in my top 5 lyricists of all times. So, you know, but
I agree with Paz being like. I don't like, he's a Denzel to me. Like, he's one of those people that, like, an MC that I put over there. Like, I don't even talk about him anymore because they're just that dope. You know what I mean? Like, he's transcended whatever categories we want to put motherfuckers in. But I also put Dave up there with him. Like, they were always equal to me. Like, I could never see them as one being better than the other. Like, I just couldn't. You know,
Dave is no slouch, and I'll be honest with you. It's almost like a Black Thought and
Dice Raw. Malik,
yeah. Malik B.
I was
like, I thought Malik B. early roots was better than Black Thought. I'm not saying either of them was a slouch. I'm not saying Thought wasn't Thought then. I thought Malik B to me was a slightly slicker MC with slightly slicker wordplay. Now, I don't know, you know, all things being equal, if he would have kept up with Black Thought, there's, you know, and again, no slight to either of them, but I feel like Dave early on was better than Paz. I think it kind of changed. In either situation, I think it was like a landslide. But I just Paz always resonated with me slightly more for some reason. But Dave was definitely.
But are we gonna talk about the elephant in the room? I mean, nobody's had a conversation about Fife's lyrics.
So I feel like I've said this before early on. Like, I preferred Fife to Tip. When it came
I remember you saying that, and that's why I wanted to have that conversation.
Like, to me, Fife was a dope MC because I never questioned what he was talking about. It was very like I could just go with it, and he fit in the pocket perfectly every time to me.
Fife, he's an excellent instrument.
I thought he was a dope lyricist. I just thought he was a dope lyricist. Joe.
I don't think Fife was whack at all. And what Fife had this is going to sound. First off, his size, his build, and his energy all played into what he was talking about. Like, to me, when I looked at Fife, I'm like, yep, everything you're saying fits exactly how you look. Like, and I mean that in the dopest way, like
help
from his gear
to Help Me joint, like the Problem joint, like that's one of my favorite songs, yo, because
8 million stories.
I can see it, yo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was.
Butter was crazy.
To say Fife was whack.
But people do that, yo, and it offends me every time, yo.
But I've never said he's whack, but I've always said that his rhymes were very simplistic, but that's not counting things like he still had lines. He had excellent stories, and when I say simplistic, it's not meant as a diss. It's just that he doesn't challenge my mind. Like Tip would say some things like, "Damn, how did he think to say that?" Fife is like you said, it makes sense that he would say that, and he's just dope. But he wasn't. Tip was the one I looked to, like, oh wow, I want to be like him.
Now, if we were to go back, right? If we went and listened to Marauders in particular right now, would we
What up, Bobby?
feel the same? In other words, having had time to let these things age, like I think at the time we all would have said Tip was the better MC. But I think if we go back and listen now, would we still feel the same way?
I would be open to exploring it. I would approach it with an open mind.
And I don't know that it would or wouldn't, but I never thought Fife was whack. And Fife, like, live, again, there was this. Fife was an MC. He was the you know, he wasn't necessarily the greatest lyrical or lyrically
or the greatest recording artist.
He did everything well, but he had
excellent for a party.
I hate to say it because Kareem hit on this the other day, or maybe it was today, but like he had a dope voice. His delivery was to Q's point. It was in the pocket, but it was always on. And like, you know, when you go back, even like the Buddy, you know, his verse on Buddy was maybe not the best, but it's probably one of the most remembered.
So,
and we could argue Impact says something.
So, like, I feel like you don't have to be super lyrical to be nice as fuck, and that's where, like, to me, Fife was nice as shit. Like, there was no question in my mind that Fife was nice. Like,
agreed.
Was he super lyrical? Nah, he didn't need to be because he was that fucking nice.
And if we step outside of rooms like this, being super lyrical isn't always
right
the best thing for you to be.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't agree with Dude at all today. At first, I think it was tongue in cheek. But more than anything, it just gave me
it was a joke, but it was
y'all that De La was better.
You know what?
Never be that type of slander on De La. Never.
It's rare that I hear MCs actually say something positive about Tip though, like, or wanting to talk positively about Tip. Is it because of his persona or something? Like, I know I've heard some people say he's rubbed some certain people the wrong way.
I've never heard that.
I never had a run-in with him. What I will say is, I don't think his, I hate to say genius because that's just a word that seems to be thrown around so much, but I don't think his ability to interpret what will be good can be questioned. Like the beats, I like the LL project or not. The beats he did for LL, some of them joints are so out of left field, but I'm like, yo, this beat is dope. The beat is dope. I don't. That doesn't necessarily mean I have to like it, but I can't front on what this is.
I can't think of anything that was on that album that seemed left field to me, but I haven't listened to it in a few weeks, so. But I
You talking about the album or Q-Tip?
The album, but Q-Tip did the production on it. Yeah. Yeah.
It was dope, yo. Like,
it was. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I haven't heard it.
I mean, but Passion to me was a beat that was like, it wasn't what I would expect to hear from Tip or LL rhyming on. So when it first comes on, I'm like, this is different. But then I'm like, yo, this is dope. That's actually my favorite song in that whole project.
Strangely enough, my favorite Q-Tip work is his Come All the Abstract joint.
I can see that.
Like
the one on Motown, right? The one where he's holding them Renaissance. No, that's
Renaissance. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Renaissance is my joint. Renaissance.
Come All the Abstract, he's not actually Q-Tip on that. Like he's you know what I mean? Like he's playing piano and you know what I mean? Like he's doing what he is capable of doing. Like he's really flexing his musical muscle there, I would say.
And I think that's the other thing that we like. A lot of these people don't really get credit for. Like, you know, we want to dumb hip hop as especially hip hop artists, down to these very simple creatures. Like, you know, is dudes that are classically trained musicians or that have learned how to play by ear. Like, you know, there's a skill set in a lot of these people that doesn't really get recognized. So, you know, again, I think Tip is kind of on that Questlove, super weird. All right, I don't even want to talk about music with you anymore. You shit's starting to be too much. Tip, like, you know what I mean?
Hell no.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him personally, but he had a vibe that just worked for me in high school, and that's what I attached to. That's just a nostalgia thing for me. I think in a lot of ways, like I've never sat and actually listened to him. Like, are these actually good bars? So,
He's been MC.
I guess I look at it different a little bit because, like, I don't. It's like, do I like it?
Yeah.
Do I like it? Do I get something from it? Like, I look at Q-Tip as more poetic and like
abstract poetic.
Like, that's what I like. I like about it because it's timeless. Like, whether it's you like it or not, it's timeless. It's like that shit can you can read it. You can read it and get some enjoyment out of it. And that's what I like about it.
Yeah, he writes with no limits, like Violin and El Segundo. Like, that's amazing to tell that story to me personally. But you know, he is the abstract poetic, so there's really no putting any pins in him. But I get what you're saying, Shaw. He did carry an arrogance about himself, I guess. And through the music, you know, he was like the guy to get the girl. You know, he's not really gangster, but you know, backpack, college. Yeah, he does everything. It's like one of those guys you really can't put a pin on. And sometimes you look at him differently because they can do it. It's not what he thinks of himself or what we think about him.
But I think
I wanted to say about the Fife guy. When I remember when Fife said Seaman Furniture, I thought dude was gonna say something about the Seaman Furniture. When Fife said Seaman Furniture, sometimes you put MCs on the track. Yeah.
One of the greatest
I
lines
should give him
ever.
credit for that line.
One of the greatest lines ever.
He made me laugh with that one. I had to give him that. Like, it wasn't genius, but it was clever as hell.
No, that's borderline genius, though. Especially if you know with Seaman Furniture.
Yeah, I knew.
I tapped out. I tapped out on that one. But sometimes you do put. You know, sometimes you don't like every beat.
D, hold on, D. Did you ever hear? Do you know what Siemens Furniture is? It's an actual furniture store. It's like a brand of furniture.
Right.
Oh,
so
well, there you go.
SIEMENS was the spelling. So it was a brand. So like not everybody knew that brand existed. So
wait, is it SIEMENZ or something like that?
MENS. Yeah,
ENS.
Yeah, we okay. We call it
so that's
Simon.
That's what made it genius. Is like, damn, he flipped the furniture into a line like that.
Oh, okay. See, I never knew that. It's just disgusting to me at the time. It was sick. It was just sick.
Nothing on the couch.
Yeah,
he
nothing
had
on
no
the couch.
problem getting a little raunchy, but he called himself.
But which is the metaphor you led me to? You know what I'm saying? It's not me. It's him. He said. So, but I didn't know that.
Right. Buy a new couch.
Right. Disgusting.
But yeah, I mean, like,
we ain't going to Siemens to buy a new couch either.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, you know, if you watch the Tribe documentary, like, I think Tip even owns parts of that, right? Like he was the work ethic dude, like, you know, the Kobe Bryant, if you will, right? Like, if I'm in here, you need to be in here too. And I think Pipe was more. I'm about to go
to the game.
Stack this girl in the butt.
Yeah. Pipe was like, and I rhyme.
Yeah, Pipe like, I got it. I'm gonna say anything. Not anything, but he like, all right, I got it. I'll be there at 6, and I'm gonna write something, and we gonna record, and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I get that from the way he comes across.
Music, I think music business just wasn't his thing. He's like, yo, I rhyme, but I got so many other things I love and I'm passionate about. Rhyme is just one of those things. Whereas Tip is like, yo, this is my thing.
Especially when
and then,
What you about to say, Kareem?
hearing y'all say that, it just made me think about just the Tribe and Daylight thing. Another difference that I'm just thinking of now is Daylight, to me, seemed like they were more on their songs. They seemed to be more collaborative, seemed like they were working together, and Tribe seemed more competitive. More in a way.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a way.
Paz said, and this blew my mind. He was talking about his process and how he writes. He was like, Dave would come to the studio and write them verses in 7 or 10 minutes. I mean, I'm sure he might have been maybe embellishing a little bit, but like when you think about Dave, like Dave's Stakes is High verse to me.
Man,
God,
come on,
Shawn
man.
Michaels,
Yes.
like
Yes.
but like Paz's verse on I Am My Beat, like you, like they both have these verses for me where I'm like, if I could do that, if I could be you for a minute, that's what I would do. Like,
Man.
you know what I mean? But
I'll be honest, man. Daylight is more cerebral than me, so sometimes I just don't get it. I love the vibe, so I listen for the vibe. But if you ask me to tell you what a song was about, sometimes I'm gonna sit there with a blank and be like, man, tell me. I want to know.
I think now that to me, Dave was
Really?
more.
What?
Dave was more the fight, and I think Dave's verses were just easier to digest than Paz's verses. But you know, again, much the same as Tip and Fight. It just depended on the mood you was in that day.
Yeah. If they came to town, I would definitely hang out with Dave. I saw myself hanging out with Dave more so than I would.
See, I can see myself hanging out with Paz.
Exactly. See,
I'm gonna hang out
kinda-
with Mace. How about that?
There you go.
Mace is a wild dude.
Me and Mace go.
That's probably why Kareem fits there. That makes sense. Yeah.
But I get what Kareem's saying. They had more of a cultivated sound, and I knew exactly what they were talking about. But they do go outside the lines, but they bring you in. Man, I don't know. I don't think like it was. I don't think like there was a sidekick in there. Nowhere. Not
they're my
all the
favorite
way to
performers
me.
I've ever seen in hip hop. I'll say that they're my favorite performers.
My bucket list. My bucket list musically is to get Paz on the song, and
You tired after that?
Man, we could do that.
I'm not. I check in with Cook every now and again. Like, yo, like Cook apparently knows him. I'm like, hey man, we joke about it all the time, but I think if the right set of circumstances presented themselves. I'm a tap in.
In my mind, it's already happened, man.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's already happened. Just like you and Cool Keith, Kareem.
Yeah.
I got a dollar sign in mind. If he comes in under that, I'm gonna just have to roll the dice. If I don't do shit to have it for myself, but I did it.
Cool Keith, huh? All right, okay. What about you, Shaw? Who you want to work? Who's on your bucket?
Despite other people's expectations, we create art. You are not the same vibration or frequency. You probably don't understand frequency.
WGRY GRYSKLL Radio.